Sweep picking advanced, here we go! This is the second part on my video series on how to not only learn the sweep picking technique, but also how to use it naturally in your own improvisations. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, where we covered the fundamentals, be sure to click the link up here or check the video description or the first pinned comment. There you'll also find a free download that includes a detailed step-by-step practice guide, all of the backing tracks and a few additional resources to help you get the most out of this lesson. Now let's jump straight into the first exercise. This time we're gonna replace the simple 3-string arpeggios from the previous video with full 6-string and 5-string arpeggios. Just like before, we begin by playing these arpeggios in A minor and then in C major, each in 3 different positions across the fretboard. Once again, I've prepared diagrams with all of the chord tones color-coded, so later on you'll be able to move these shapes to any chord in any key. First, take your time getting familiar with the arpeggios and practice them slowly without worrying about the tempo. The most important thing at this stage is synchronizing both hands. Perfect synchronization should always come before speed. Practice the arpeggios first with a clean tone, then with distortion, but always using a moderate amount of gain. After that, practice them both with and without palm muting. Later on, when you start playing really fast arpeggios, palm muting will keep everything clean and eliminate unwanted string noise. And once you're comfortable playing all of these smoothly in both directions, start practicing them at 60 BPM using continuous 16th notes. And just like in the previous video, you can now use the simple A minor only backing track followed by the C major only backing track to start improvising. Improvising over just a single chord gives you the freedom to combine these sweep arpeggios with all of the licks and runs you already know without having to think about changing chords at the same time. Here's an example of me improvising in A minor. Next, we're gonna connect all 3 arpeggio shapes together so that they flow seamlessly from one into the next. When I first managed to do this myself, my sweep picking improvisation gradually became much more musical and much more versatile. At first, practice this very slowly and focus almost entirely on making the transitions as smooth as possible. On the screen, you'll see the current position of each arpeggio on the fretboard. To begin with, practice connecting the arpeggios in just one direction. Once that feels comfortable, start practicing both directions, ascending and descending. As soon as you're able to connect the arpeggios fluently, practice the exercise again with the metronome at 60 BPM. To create even more interesting ideas while improvising, it's a good idea to combine these full sweep arpeggios with the 3-string versions from the previous video. Kinda like this. Minor and major arpeggio number 2 work particularly well for this. And finally, combine your connected arpeggios with any other licks and runs you already know. Just like last time, we're now going to practice all of these sweep arpeggios as 16th note triplets or sextuplets. Personally, I prefer fast triplet-based runs over straight 16th note runs. That's mainly because the tempos I usually write music in are somewhere between 90 and 120 BPM. At those tempos, triplet-based phrases simply feel more natural for fast playing. Between 120 and 170 BPM, however, straight 16th note licks and runs usually become the better choice. That doesn't mean you should neglect either rhythmic subdivision based on your personal preference. In fact, because I don't enjoy playing fast straight 16th notes quite as much as 16th note triplets or sextuplets, I actually practice them more often and regularly challenge myself to write songs in the 120 to 170 BPM range. Now let's play our 3 minor and 3 major arpeggios using 16th note sextuplets. Next, go back to the simple A minor only and C major only backing tracks and practice improvising with 16th note triplets as well. Here's another example from me, this time in C major. It's also well worth practicing smooth transitions between all of your triplet-based arpeggios. Start by doing this slowly without a metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then practice the same exercise at 60 BPM. As the final step, combine your sextuplet suite arpeggios with other triplet or sextuplet based licks and runs. Once again, I'd recommend practicing this without a metronome or backing track first, so you can really focus on developing complete control over the technique. Even after many years of playing, I still practice exercises like these slowly and freely from time to time. It's a great way to iron out small technical weaknesses and to come up with fresh musical ideas more naturally. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions or suggestions about this technique, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, take care and all the best.